Hello everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So today, yes, the topic of today is about some males out here because I'm not gonna say the men and the behavior, especially when it comes to relationship and having a child. So we are going to be going in a very broad way today, especially when it comes to, I'm going to say this before we get into this. Not all you can be a male without being a man. Because before you have to go into that manhood, you have to actually mature, get ready, and leave whatever being a male is on the side. Like in certain um, traditions, there is a transpire of male to man. So when you become a man, you leave everything that males do on the side and move into manhood. So not every guy out here, you can be a boy, but a boy matures to a man. You understand what I mean? But some people just love being in the male position. Hello, sun and sunflower. And this is the thing, the male hood is more like when you are in that stage of transitioning into a man. But you some people get stunted at the malehood. When they become a male, they forget that there is something as a man. And this is the thing, there is not a lot of people showing very young males out here how to be a man. There is an absolute difference between being a male and being a man. And a lot of, I think it also comes with when people reward males instead of, understanding that they're still in that stage of not transpiring into becoming a man yet. So a lot of times, I'm gonna say, in some other traditions, there are a passage where you transition into manhood. That's why you see in many cultures they have this ceremony to actually remove them from that malehood, because being a boy is still a child. A boy, you are a boy, and then you go into malehood when you try, that is the stage where you're trying to figure out if you're a man, how you can transition. But a lot of people, a lot of men out here, males by the way, do get stunted in that particular position and think being a male is being a man. They are two different topics. They are two different distinctive status. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys some of the males and also people that have something to say about it, and also about the situation, and also about an advice to some males out here that have not transitioned to manhood yet. um Talk about women, because a lot of people, a lot of these males, the first thing that comes into their head is mostly women, instead of how do I build, how do I, you know protect my family, how do I become the man of my family, be the head of the family, try to make sure everything is organized, and try to make sure my household is, safe and well cared for. This is something, a lot of things that a lot of people do not talk about is when you talk about a male will go around creating chaos because there is no manhood there. There is no manhood there. It's just male. They will go around creating chaos, thinking that is manhood. A man is somebody that, if you watch the movie, I think Apocalypto, something like Apocalypto, something like that, that was shown in Brazil. There was a Brazilian native movie like that. You will notice in many of those movies, like they are transitioning. When this guy, the main actor, was transitioning into a man, there was a ceremony to make him understand there are certain things that men do not say. There are certain things that men have to hold back because they understand, the consequences, and they also understand the impact that it will take on the younger men that are coming up. So today we're going to be showing us, some people that do act like males and still in that stage of malehood instead of transitioning into men, and they're stunted really in that particular stage. So first of all, we're going to be bringing up this particular video of one of the males not taking care of his child. Instead, he was sitting down and playing video games all day, This is a man, not a man. This is a male that have not yet transitioned into a man.
That you got your daughter.
I'm sick of decay at this point now, like, seriously.
Like, the game really be that serious that you got your daughter drinking out the whole bottle. Like that game that serious.
And I'm getting boys like that. Just keep it right there.
No, dude.
What you mean?
The video game is much more important for him than checking up on the daughter, because these are not people that have transitioned yet. And I want a lot of women to understand there were a lot of them that are stunted out here in malehood, not manhood, malehood. They are not, they have not yet transitioned. They have not yet transitioned. They don't know what a meaning of a man is. That guy sitting down there is a very good example of what I'm talking about, of being a male instead of a man. Sitting down playing video game, prioritizing the video game instead of his own child.
The game that serious that you couldn't get up.
I'm sure this isn't the first time that he has prioritized this video game over something important. Like now you're showing that he's showing that's even more important than the child. He can't even be bothered, even while you're pointing out to him an issue. He can't even stop playing long enough or pause the game and listen to what you have to say. This man isn't mature enough for the responsibility that it takes to be a parent. Anybody could be a daddy. It takes a strong man to be a father. He doesn't want to put away childish things and do what grown men do. What I'm getting ready to say might be controversial, but I mean this and I'm saying it with my entire chest. A man that can't step up and show you that he could be a responsible father does not deserve to be made a father again. He would be one and done. Don't be having 2, 3, and 4 kids with the man that showed you on the first kid that he couldn't step up and be responsible, that he couldn't help. This man got the baby drinking on a 40-ounce. At this age, you're probably doing like 2, 4 ounces and all that. Got the baby drinking on a 40. What if the milk was coming out too fast and she choked on it? He wasn't even paying her any attention to even being able to see how she was handling all that milk. Like the laziness. Like how long does it really take for you to feed a baby? Like that game is going anywhere. Some of these men are not mature enough.
I'm going to say this. I know she's saying man, but that's why I said male. Because there's a difference between a man and a male. There is a difference between a boy. A boy learns. A male is stunted. A male is somebody that is stunted in adulthood, that doesn't know how to actually, take responsibility, that have not been taught how to take responsibility of situations like this. This is not a man. This is a male. He's stunted there. And this is the thing. Society keeps rewarding males and therefore defining the definition of man into being male. Being a male is not being a man. Males can go out and create chaos. There is a difference. Being a man means that you understand the plight of everything and understand the plight of having a child, having a family. And if women keep actually rewarding these males with children, you're going to actually change the definition of manhood, because this is not man. This is a male. He is stunted there. He has not grown into becoming a man yet.
When you realize on a first child that he can't be mature enough to help you with the child or be responsible with the child, do not make a man like this a father again. Like, this is your opportunity. This is your fork in the road. You can say, I didn't know until I had the child. But once you have the one child, that's your sample right there. That's where you can kind of gauge what kind of father he's going to be. You don't just keep popping out the kids for the man and watching him not help and think all of a sudden miraculously he's going to all of a sudden be like, you know what? I'm going to step up. I'm going to put an S on my chest. I'm Superman now. Like, no, he's not going to do that. And these are the kind of men that want to be leaders. They want to be king. They want to feel like they're in control of something. You can't even be disciplined enough to put the joystick down and pick a bottle up. He's barely been a father for a couple of months and he's already ready to whip out the weaponized incompetence card. I didn't know. Man, you're making a big deal out of nothing. He's already ready to play that card. He's already acting like, I don't know what to do when it comes to babies. Learn like she is.
Yeah, this is the thing. Exactly what I mean, because a man would not sit down there and behave in that, in that manner, because they have transitioned into manhood. Now we're gonna go into this other video of showing another male that is, it doesn't matter the age. You can be 40, 50. As long as you've never gone through the right passage of being a man, you're gonna be stuck in that stage of being a male. So I'm gonna bring up this next video over here.
Oh, but she's been in her crib since 3.
I didn't know that.
Hold on a second. Let me take it back a little bit.
Men are not shit. Let's watch this.
I know, but she's been in her crib since 3.
I didn't know that.
What? You didn't know where your daughter was at 3?
4:30 and she was taking a nap.
Oh, wow. Went to sleep at 4:30. Sweet. What a great mom.
Do you understand that? Do you get that? So she fell asleep because the baby fell asleep. And he does not understand that as the father, he has to actually also look after his child. This is the thing that I'm talking about. Being stunted in malehood. He is stunted. It doesn't matter his age. He has never gotten the right passage to understand as a man, you have to step up where the mother is not there. When the mother is not there, it is your duty to do what has to be done. So the baby has been sleeping for how long? Actually, the baby has been awake for a long time. He had the baby crying and ignored it. It was when she woke up that he told her that the baby has been awake for a long time. This is a very dusty behavior, by the way. A very, very dusty behavior.
So, this mother was home. When her very young child was taking a nap, she decided to go upstairs and take a nap as well. Her husband is home at this time. When she wakes up from her nap a few hours later, he informs her that she is still in her crib and that she has been in her crib since the mom went to sleep several hours earlier, even though he knew that she was awake and crying. When she asked, why didn't you check on the baby? You're her father. He says, oh, well, I thought our teenage daughter was going to do that. I didn't know I was supposed to do that. When the mom...
Yeah, exactly, because this is the thing. They pass down that duty to their children, especially if they have an eldest daughter. Instead of him understanding that it is also his responsibility to take care of the child. He does not get that because he's stuck in that malehood. He does not get that because he's a dusty person. He's a dusty man that does not understand responsibility, especially when it comes to family responsibility. He does not understand how to care for a child, because I feel like society have rewarded males so much, and women have also rewarded them with children, and that is why they will continue to behave in such a manner.
Mom points out that that is not the daughter's responsibility. He goes into this rage talking about how, well, I was making dinner and I was doing this and doing that. To which she responds, I do all of those things every single day and I still check on the baby. To which he responds, this just feels like you have an agenda against me. Yeah, Ken. The agenda is you should be watching your children.
Okay, now we're gonna go into this video over here of another male trying to tell other males how to, escape escape paying child support. Yeah, how to escape paying child support. So he came out. The video was kind of funny because I laughed. I really did laugh. Like, your own child, you're thinking about how to escape paying child support for your own kid. You see why these are males? You see why I said they have not transitioned yet? They are stuck in that place. They are not men. They are not boys either. They are not boys because they are grown already. They are not boys either. And they are not men. They are males. And this is the thing. This is why women need to select the kind of men they have children with, because, and to select the fathers of your children so that, males like this will go away. That's why when I hear some males out here crying about they're not getting women, it is what we call natural selection. If you do not have what it is to care for a family, why would the woman look at you? Why should any woman look at you? There is nothing you can offer to society, especially not to a growing family or creating a family. So we're going to go over here where this one over here is trying to give them advice on how to escape child support. Please, I'm going to say, ladies, get ready because you're about to laugh.
One thing you could do is fake your death. Over 500,000.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me just take it back so that it starts from the beginning.
How to avoid child support? Well, one thing you could do is fake your death. Over 500,000 people go missing every single year. Why can't it be you? Or leave the country, but don't go to a place that fuck with the U.S. You need to go to Pakistan, North Korea, or Russia. Or go to prison. In my state, if you lock...
Oh, you better believe they go to prison. They rather go to prison. Like, do you know, it's not long ago we were talking about women losing their life in the hands of their baby daddies. It was a big thing. It was a news every day. So they prefer going to jail. Yeah, I think some of them prefer going to jail. Or some of them even trying to take out their whole family, the kids, the girlfriend, or whoever it is. They're just trying to take them out all together so that they don't have to pay child support. So forget about that. It's already been, this is not new news, but it's just funny hearing it from them.
Up for over 180 days, you don't owe that bitch shit.
But
or
crazy.
Hook your baby mama up with a pedophile and then tell CPS. Or take the lug nuts off of her car, and then when she crashed, you file neglect charges. Or get the kid locked up. If the government cares so much about child support, make them pay for that motherfucker while he in juvie.
You hear that? You hear that? Yeah, that is exactly. Does that sound like what a man would do? No, a man will never participate in such behavior. A man would never participate in that.
Or, as a last resort, get you a lighter and hold the button down so the fumes are coming out. Put a rubber band around the lighter so that the button stays down. Toss that shit in your baby mama tailpipe. And then when she start up the car, boom, you got full custody. Game is game.
You heard what he said. He said game is game. This is an embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. So now we're going to go on to this other video over here of this guy getting served, a warrant not to come anywhere close to the lady. And he literally was losing his mind that he couldn't go close to him. And she had to go get a warrant and all of that. A restraining order to make sure that he doesn't come anywhere close to him. And he took a fit about this particular topic.
These folks at the police station, you feel like...
Hold on, let me take it back.
Really? A no contact order? You done went down here and told these folks at the police station you feel like your physical, mental, and financial well-being was being threatened. And I threatened you. All I said was, you fine. I'll get you pregnant. Now I can't come within 100 feet of you, your house, or your workplace.
I'm sure he posted this video thinking that we would think that it's absurd that a woman would dare file a restraining order against him. But in less than 30 seconds, and watching this man We see that she was absolutely right to file that restraining order against him. If you mute this man and just watch his mannerisms, how quickly he goes from 0 to 100. Yes, I can see how a woman is threatened by that. What makes you think that this is cute, sexy, or anything that a woman that you do not know would be flattered by the idea that you said, you fine, and I'm going to impregnate you? Not only did she not consent to a baby with you, she hasn't even consented to going out with you. But you don't seem to be that big on whether she consents or not. That alone makes you dangerous. That alone makes you come across as a threat. Consent is important. So no.
The thing is, when they see a woman with a bright future, a woman that have matured, the first thing that males would do is try to stunt you because they are stunted. They are stunted in their position. They know they're never going to grow, but they don't want to do better for themselves either. They don't want to go and learn how to be a man, transition into becoming a man. They want to run around with the degeneracy. They want to be degenerate out there. They want to create families where they will not take care of the family, stunt the girl's future. If you, let's say you were studying, you get pregnant, what happens? You have to take care of that child. Do you think he looks like somebody that's going to be around his child, his children? For me, he looks like somebody that's probably going to go around creating more families outside with his malehood, because he's not going to be a man and step up. No. So I do understand why she's threatened. I do understand the restraining order. And the fact that he thinks that making a video, we were all going to stand here and be like, oh my God, she's so terrible. No, she has the right to file a restraining order on you because you sound dangerous. You sound like you want to stop whatever is going well for her. You are not there with a good mind. You don't have good anticipation for her. You're just talking about, oh my God, you're fine. I want to put a baby on you, in you. Like, who does that? Who does that?
No, you're not going to be joking about or using as a form of a pickup line that you're going to impregnate a woman who doesn't know you. Yeah, she's absolutely right to be alarmed by that. And for the men out there who would think that she's overreacting, we have to do what we always have to do in scenarios like this. We have to break it all the way down for them and say, what if it was your sister? What if it was your mother? What if it was your daughter? Then they finally, the light bulb finally goes off. You know what? Yeah, if it was a woman that I love and some rando said, I'm going to impregnate you, I can see how she'd be threatened by that. Why do we always have to do that? Don't you realize we're somebody's sister, somebody's daughter, somebody's mother, somebody's auntie? Why do we always have to make it that plain for you to finally get it? This is absolutely a threat to her mental, physical, and emotional well-being, even financial well-being. Some women don't understand it, but being pregnant with some of your babies is the scariest thing in the world.
Really?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And I'm gonna say this for those people that are gonna come up and say, some men want friends with benefit. For all those ladies that you'll be getting guys on your DMs or wherever telling you they want friends with benefit, this video is for you. Because yes, I brought some educational video over here to actually explain what friends with benefit means. Because a lot of people be mixing it up. A lot of people be mixing up friends with benefit with what it actually means. Friends with benefits have nothing sexual. It's just you having a drink buddy, a talk buddy, somebody that is your friend. So let me go ahead and bring up this friends with benefit video over here. Let me see. Let me bring it up.
Using the term friends with...
Hold on. Let me take it back so that we can hear about the friends with benefit for all those people that do not understand what friends with benefit means. This is the definition. She's about to explain it all to you guys.
So I am so sick and tired of people misusing the term friends with benefits. People will be out there saying, oh, I'm looking for a friends with benefits. Oh, friends with benefits. And in reality, they mean fuck buddy. Oh, isn't that the same thing? No, there's a fucking difference. Allow me to explain. This is the casual spectrum. And what all that really means is when someone says they're looking for a casual relationship, the term casual exists on a spectrum, with the most casual version of casual being a one-night stand and the least casual version of casual being a situationship. The idea being that if someone tells you they're looking for something casual and you want something casual, find out what they mean by casual. A casual situation is not to be confused with the dating to relationship timeline, which is heading toward the direction of a relationship. Casual always stays casual. Anyway, you'll notice here, friends with benefits, it is somewhere between a hangout pal and a token date or +1, whereas a fuck buddy falls further on this end of the spectrum, somewhere in between hookups on island time and snuggle buddies. Here's a breakdown of the differences. A friends with benefits has friendship undertones. These come from pre-existing platonic relationships that might be a friendship or a friendly acquaintance, and that pre-existing platonic relationship is typically occurring simultaneously with the benefits. That's why it's called friends with benefits. Whereas with a fuck buddy, there is no pre-existing platonic relationship. These are the people that meet in a romantic setting, like a dating app, out at a bar, and on top of that, there is no platonic relationship taking place simultaneously at all. There are no friendship undertones, only fucking. That's why it's called fuck buddy. Really, the only similarities between the two is that in both cases, the full scope of the relationship is typically kept a secret, although in the friends with benefits case, it's typically because they have something to lose, and neither situation does not involve any sort of public appearance that could imply they're dating. Basically, a friends with benefits could refer to one another as friends, and a fuck buddy could not refer to one another as friends even loosely. There is no friendship. All this to say, you cannot look for a friends with benefits on a fucking dating app. All the people on there saying, oh, I'm looking for friends with benefits. No, the fuck you're not. You're looking for a fuck buddy. And some of you might be saying, oh, but that feels so rude to call it that. Well, too fucking bad. That's what you want.
Hold on a second. Yeah, let me pause it a little bit because it was getting distorted at that end. Yeah, I think a lot of people gonna learn from this because there is a difference between friends with benefit. Now everybody got to learn. Everybody know what it means now. It's two different things. Absolutely two different things. Some people be out here talking about I want friends with benefit. It's not the same thing as an F buddy. It's not the same thing. It's absolutely not the same.
And some of you might be saying, oh, but that feels so rude to call it that. Well, too fucking bad. That's what you want. Own that shit. You want a fuck buddy. Now, my assignment to all of you, you see anyone on a dating app saying they're looking for friends with benefits, report their account for fake news. Hope this helps.
I love it. I love the fact that she had to literally explain what it means because a lot of people will not understand what it means, and people have been using these terms. I'm looking for friends with benefit. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. So now we're gonna go into this other video over here of this other guy. Yes, on a sunflower. You make me laugh. Yeah, you're going. This other guy over here using his girlfriend's money to pay rent for another woman, and she got mad about the whole situation. And he was trying to act as if he doesn't know and telling her, you know who I'm talking about. You know what? Let me not talk too much. Let me bring up this video over here so we can see and actually, dissect it and talk about it.
It is about $1,600 you didn't pay for her rent.
You know, Courtney.
No, you gonna explain this to me. Don't tell me who I know. I need to know where my money at.
You know, Courtney. She asked me, can I loan her the money? I loaned her the money. That's what it was. I wasn't about to let her family, get kicked out or none of that. She got 2 kids trying to help her.
2? Are they yours? Are they your kids?
No, they not my kids, but she's
okay, so why are you paying her $1,600 rent?
Because you know what we've been through. I mean,
that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man, we've been through a lot. I met her before.
That's a lot of money.
So I'm gonna help her
okay, so how about you get up out of my house?
Woo! Yeah, he's living in her house. He's got no job. He doesn't have an income, and he's using her money to pay another woman's rent. So make that make sense. No, seriously, make it make sense. This is malehood over here. This is not manhood. If you're a woman that have a man living in your house, a male living in your house, because no man is going to be living in a woman's house instead of having his own and having his own home and taking care of everything. This is malehood, definition of malehood. This is it. Let's continue.
And go get my $1,600 because you don't even pay no bills here. You ain't got no business paying no other chicks' bills, and you won't do nothing in here. Nothing. I can't even get you to take the trash out.
There's a lot that I want to talk about with this video clip that I saw, but ma'am, you know good and well why he gave Courtney $1,600. He's trying to impress her. That's who he wants to get with next. This is what happens when you take care of a man. They're not always grateful. You're not going to buy his loyalty. You're not going to buy monogamy. He is going to go try to be the man that he can't be with you, with her. See, he can go over there and pay her bill and feel like a big man paying her bills. He can't do that in your house because he can't afford those bills. Like, the last thing you want is somebody to take your money, your car, your apartment, any and everything that you have to go look good in front of another woman. This man had no right at all to spend $1,600 on anything, knowing good and well he didn't contribute $1.01 to his own family and their own income. Like, this is the epitome of selfishness. Not only is he taking advantage of you, but he's so used to using you that he'll use you on behalf of other women, use you on behalf of other people. Because what makes him think that you have $1,600 to spare when you're already carrying the entire financial load for the whole family?
You know what? I'm gonna put up the link in here for anyone that wanna add something about this particular topic. Anyone that has something to add, you can definitely come up here, and I will let you speak. So let me put up the link in case anyone wanna actually add something to this particular conversation.
He's selfish because you allow him to be. You might be yelling at him right now, but you ain't kicking him out. So he knows he can. Some men would rather ask forgiveness than ask permission, and that's exactly what happened here. He knows that you'll be mad for a little bit, but you'll let it slide. This makes me feel like it's not his first time spending your money like it's his. Now, for all of my Christian girlies, first of all, the Bible says if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. So the idea that a man's going to sit up in your house playing video games all day with his feet up, she said she can't even get this man to take the trash out. So you're doing all of this for what? You don't even get loyalty. You don't even get monogamy. So why do it? He knows he's not in a position to take care of you, Courtney, or anybody else. But if he can make Courtney believe that he actually has it like this, he could use your money to flex on Courtney, to spoil Courtney. That's exactly what he's going to do. And how is she DMing you, telling you what your husband is doing? Why didn't your own husband ask you? Because
woo, she even married to him. Oh Lord. This is the thing pygmies be going through. Yeah. So he had no job. He had nothing. And you married him. Ma'am, no offense, but you brought that one on yourself. You married him. You married him. That's on you. I'm not even gonna lie, that's on you. Because I believe this would be the kind of women that when women like me be talking about hypogamy and women actually choosing better for themselves, these are the kind of women that will come out and call us all kind of names. Oh, we gold diggers over here. Oh, you doing the most. I like my man. I'm gonna stay here, build him up, all that good stuff. Yeah, she probably one of those women that be hating on hypogamy babies out here, ladies out here, women that want a man that does better for themselves. So she brought this one on herself, girl. Yeah, she brought it on herself. So you gone to the dust place and pick a dust bucket, clean it up, put him in your house, and married him. And now he's spending your money on another woman because he wants to look good. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for pygmies that are gonna be going out here picking dust bucket and cleaning them up and making them husbands and getting this reaction. I really don't feel sorry. You did that to yourself. That's on you.
like I said, he knew that it was better to ask forgiveness than to ask permission. She needs to stop enabling this man to cosplay as a provider for another woman when she actually needs him to be a real provider for her. This good Samaritan that you have on your hands out here pretending to be Robin Hood, he wants that woman to owe him. And at some point, he's going to collect, if he hasn't already.
Oh, he already collected, I'm pretty sure. He over there on the side doing his stuff, and you over here finding out. And the fact that the girl that he was seeing had the boldness to send you the text message. Oh, woo, that's another kind of level. That's another level. I say to myself many times, many of us don't want to know what pygmies are going through out here. Many of us don't want to know what pygmies are going through. That's why when they see other women that are doing well with a man that is providing and doing everything, they hate that because they don't have it. Even there was a lady that came up later on. I'm gonna show the video, and she said she has never been taken care of by a man. She's always worked for her money. She doesn't know what it feels like to be taken care of. So, okay, we're gonna go to this next video over here because we got a lot. We got a lot today. Yeah, we got a lot. So let me play this one. And then we're gonna go to the next ones because yeah, I got a lot of videos that we're gonna be talking about today. And seeing what pygmy goes through. A lot of pygmies, oh God, Lord have mercy on you. Because I understand the struggle. I don't personally understand it, but seeing your pain, I'm like, I don't know why you were there. I really don't. But this is the thing. When anybody tells the pygmy you got to leave, they're like, you just mad because you don't have a man. For those women that are single, pygmies be like, especially single women, you just mad because you don't have a man. And when people that have partners like me say, you shouldn't be doing that. I know you just married your husband for his money. I know you just with that guy for his money. I know you did that for his money. I don't do that. I'm doing it for love. Oh yeah, he doing it for love too. He's spreading your money. Good luck. Okay, we're gonna go to this next one over here. That wanted his girlfriend to stop her job. By the way, he wants her to stop a job because her ex is her boss. So she's working for her ex-boyfriend uh company. I mean, he's the boss of her, and he's not happy, although she's earning a very good money. But because of his inferiority complex, he decided to make a TikTok video asking if he's wrong, which I'm gonna say it before we play it. Yes, you're wrong. And she should leave you immediately. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Got the job, and she's going to be making $100,000 a year. The only problem is her ex from 5 years ago is the boss of the company. I tell her it's going to make me uncomfortable knowing that she's going to be around him all day, every day. I tell her if she takes the job, I'm leaving because I know I'm not going to be able to handle it.
But if the shoe was on the other feet, he probably be out here saying, oh, we really have nothing. We don't have any kind of connection. We're just working together. But what is on the other side, when she's doing it, all of a sudden we got a problem. We're leaving now. I would say to that young lady, if he's gonna be leaving, yeah, you should be opening a champagne bottle. Because this person is not looking for anything good for you. You're making 100K a month, and he's telling you to leave your job because it doesn't make him feel okay. That for me, I would be like, okay, I think that's it. Pack your bags and leave. Thank you. 100K a month. Do you think a lot of people make that? Nah.
If she loves me and wants to stay with me, she's not going to take the job and she's going to go somewhere else. My question is, am I doing too much? Does that make me insecure?
Yep, it does. It absolutely does. It makes you very, very insecure. Absolutely insecure. And she should leave you. She should absolutely leave you. Because if it was you, if you were working for your ex, you'd be telling her nothing is wrong, trust me, now and that and this and all of that. You'd be giving her some fake promises, even though I'm pretty sure you would have gone for your boss. But this is the thing. It's not only that you have you are, insecure. It's also the fact that you are jealous. You are also jealous. And I can sense it. Because before you come up here and make a whole video about this, and make a whole video about how much she's going to be earning and she should leave the job, you don't like that woman. You don't love that woman. You want somebody you can control. You want somebody that you can control. That's what you're looking for. That's exactly what you're looking for. You are not looking for a partner. So we're gonna go on to, to the next video. Let me just bring this other video up here so that I'm gonna have to, take down the other videos that I have up here so that I can bring up other videos. Okay, let me see it. So what I'm saying is he is absolutely insecure and he should do some work on himself. And instead of coming to social media and talking about he wants her to leave the job, I think she should leave him. I absolutely believe that she should leave him because she will be miserable with somebody with that kind of mindset, somebody that have that kind of mindset and that does not have any, security for himself, and thinking that if you work with your ex, all of a sudden something is going to happen. If the shoe wasn't on the other feet, it would have been a different topic. So we're going to go into this next video over here of people talking about, this particular situation and how men behave. So let me go up in here and bring up this video.
They think. And I'll
So he's about to explain to a lot of men, because this is the thing. It's not hard to find a woman, especially the standard that women have nowadays. It really doesn't exist. Women don't have standards anymore. They will just pick anyone at this point. And that is exactly why we're getting the response that a lot of women are getting nowadays, with men thinking that they're entitled to you and thinking that they're entitled to your money. Because the bias on it's not even in hell, it doesn't exist.
Women are not nearly as picky looking for a partner as you may think, and I'll prove it to you with both psychology and statistics. You may have seen these TikToks of young ladies being asked some basic questions of what they ideally want to find in a guy, such as age, height,
Minimum height?
6 foot.
You went from 5'9" to 6 foot?
It's like the same, right?
5'11".
6 foot. 6 foot.
6 foot. 5'11".
annual income,
50K.
50,000.
80,000. 70,000.
Well, you have to be employed, so 100,000.
What?
Minimum wage, so what, like 50K?
What?
and then they're told the probability of finding that guy, which is usually next to no chance at all.
0.81% chance, 2.2% chance, 0.39%, 0.44%, 0.25%, 0.76%.
However, that so-called test is not very accurate because you can get virtually anyone to have a nearly 0% probability by simply asking them more questions. Just ask them more questions such as, do you want him to have a college degree? Do you want him to have a low, medium, or high IQ? City, suburbs, or country? Obese, average, or fit? So you keep giving them more questions and more choices to choose from, and they will eventually have nearly a 0% chance of finding that person. At this point, I can practically hear you single straight men yelling at your screens about to type a comment telling me that women are really that picky. And this is where I am going to agree with you. Yes, women are that picky on dating apps because that's their stranger standard, very different than their real life standard if you were to know them well in the real world. Women have two totally different sets of standards, and guys do something similar, and we'll discuss that in a second. And ladies, write in the comments if you agree or disagree here. It has been proven that on the apps, women tend to be much pickier and much less forgiving than if they were to know the guy in person and are
Not pick-me's out here. Pick-me's will pick anybody. Pygmies will pick anybody and put them in the house. Pygmies will pick anybody. Not pygmies. Them ones, they are not that picky.
already like his personality. When they already like a guy's personality and enjoy being around them, all those superficial items on their long shopping list don't matter nearly as much. In psychology, this is called the familiarity bias and the halo effect. On a dating app, since she knows nothing about the guy's personality and he is a stranger who can also be dangerous to her, she will naturally resort to the only other option to choose a partner in that situation, which is to flip open her lengthy superficial shopping list focusing on the many superficial items like height, body type, annual income, career, education, and whether or not he's a Swiftie. This shopping list that women apply heavily to strangers is usually not realistic or attainable at all, but is instead used to psychologically create a barrier to prevent nearly all strange and possibly dangerous men from entering into her orbit.
20 to 23, 6 foot.
Minimum income.
Let's say like 100K.
Okay, 20 years old. You have a 0.29% chance.
Men often wonder why women are on dating apps if they don't want to go on dates. That's usually because they want a relationship but don't want to go on a whole bunch of awkward and potentially dangerous dates to find that person.
Okay, so you're this? Yeah. But you want this? Yeah. Okay, so in order to get that, you'd have to do this.
And it's not just women who have a shopping list on dating apps. Us guys do too. But instead of height, income, education, guys are not surprisingly much pickier on a woman's appearance when they are swiping on strangers in a dating app. However, similarly to the ladies, guys are less picky if they know her personality in real life and get along well with her. This is again the halo effect, where our cognitive bias influences our perception of their individual qualities. Basically, our positive feelings toward their personality can create a halo which extends even to their physical appearance, making them appear more attractive to us the longer we know them. Have you ever felt that the longer you know someone and get along great with them, the more physically attractive they become? Yes, we all experience the halo effect. Here's the hard fact. Dating apps usually keep both men and women single, which seems to be by design because they want to keep taking your money each month. If they were very successful at quickly and effectively creating matches, they would be putting themselves out of business very quickly. And the successful matches that they tout is what's known in business as marketing expenses, which is to make it seem like you too can find your husband or wife on their app. Those apps keep women single by getting them to focus on their impossible Mr. Right shopping list, and they keep men single by getting...
I don't think it's actually impossible, Mr. Right shopping list. It is a shopping list that you have to actually have before thinking about creating a family. It is a shopping list. It is a must. That shopping list is a must have for women. And I'm not going to come out here and say it's an impossible. What is impossible about taking care of your own household? What is impossible about getting your own home before creating a family? What is impossible about that? There is nothing impossible about that. And that is not, I don't think it's a big shopping list. If a woman asks you if you have your own home, if you're prepared to have a family, that is not an impossible shopping list. I don't like the fact that a lot of people kind of try to make it like it's an impossible list. It's a list that men, not males, have been doing for a long time. They've been providing for a long time. They've been having a house, going to a woman and be like, you know what? I got my own home. I am ready to settle down. It's not an impossible list. So now we're going to go into the next video over here. Let me see which one is it. Okay. Now this video over here is quite very interesting. Oh, I'm having somebody call me on the phone. I don't know who it is, but I'm probably going to call them back later. So let me check. Whoa. Give me a second. Let me go down and scroll down and find. Okay, this is it.
Transition to that because
so I've seen this lady's videos on my For You page on TikTok a lot of times. She does say a lot of things that kind of make sense, and yes, I'm not totally in agreeing with all the things that she said, but this particular video over here, I did agree when it came to specifying what is a man and a male. So she's about to give us her own opinion, because I got my own opinion also, and I have already said a lot, and I've already told you guys, a male is somebody that likes going out there creating chaos, no sense of responsibility or accountability. A man is different from being from a male. A man takes care of his family, takes responsibility and accountability for his family.
you know what the problem is?
Yes,
they will never transition to that because there has never been an actual definition of man. A lot of people, a lot of these guys are just male, and they're not even boys, because boys can be trained, they can be taught, you can develop them. But male is just biological. Animals can be male, and there is a cutoff from male to man, because manhood is about transitioning through the mind. It is a mental development that a male goes through. But most of these guys get trapped in their lower nature and they never are able to get out of it. So like Jordan Peterson says, a lot of them are disagreeable. Like 85% of them are disagreeable.
Yes.
So you can't even get through to them. So because you can't get through to them and they think maleness is manhood, they have associated degenerate traits to man. Therefore, they will never transition out of it because they've never been shown or taught what a man is. They don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, and she said it there. She said exactly what I thought about this particular topic. Like I said before, in those that movie, I can't remember the name. Is it Apocalypto or something? So you can even see in that video, and many traditions have a transition. How the transition from being a boy or a male to being an actual man. Some tradition have this culture where they cut off the hair, or they actually have other ways of transitioning into becoming a man. And in this society, I think, especially in the West, a lot of people don't have that tradition where you can actually, transition to being a man. A lot of people don't have a man figure. A lot of people don't have a man teaching them how to be a man. They don't have that culture instilled in them on how to be a man, instead of being, in that malehood. And that's the thing I talk about from the starting of this video. So the next one here, we're gonna go over to the next video that I got, because like I said before, I got a lot of videos today and I want to be talking about all of them. So we're going to go to this one over here. Let me see. Oh.
Say men are the worst, and they'll say yeah, and you're like, oh, men are the worst, and they'll say yeah, and you'll say, so if I have to date one, he would have to be rich. All of a sudden, record scratch. Oh, but rich men will be bad too. Yeah, we just agreed. All men are the worst. Someone just said to me, "Would you think a man's going to want you if you only want them for their money?" Why do you think men want us? Like, I don't get how you get to 40 and you're still so clueless. Sticking up for millionaire men is really strange in the first place. You're misogynistic and delusional, but you're not even making sense. You can't make a rich man want you. You can't, tie him up. If he does want you, do you think it will matter to him if you want him because of his money? He will just be happy you want him because he wants you. That's how it works. How do you think he makes his money? Why would he want you if you just want him for his money? Let me worry about that. Because with your terrible vibes and your peanut-sized brain, it's looking like you'll never have to. Do you think he's going to want you if he finds out you're only after his money? Please! Have you met a man?
Oh my God, yeah, girl. Those are the ones that feel like they have no hope. And this is the thing, ladies, you do have hope. All you gotta do is, focus on yourself, try to make yourself happy, and stop focusing on how to get a man out here. And if you are looking for a man, you have to put your standards, make sure you have standards. And no, do not bring the dust bucket into your home and try to build him up like Barbara the Builder. Please, ladies, be careful out here, because they're going to be using that Barbara the Builder money to go spend it on every other woman out here. So we're going to bring up this video over here. Was very interesting to me because this lady said she is she was a lesbian, and she, as a lesbian, she still gets men that hit on her, and she's like, I'm a lesbian, but they keep coming up with this particular other ways to try to see if they have a chance. And I find it infuriating. I don't even understand how some very beautiful lesbians go about their days, especially when you have some males out here that do not understand that some people just like to be on their own. And this is the thing: before a girl goes into lesbianism or decided to be a lesbian, she probably is just tired, or she's seen a lot of women suffered and literally be hot, and she's like, I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna go into that. So let me bring up this video over here.
That's sick. So wait, are you
I actually have a girlfriend.
okay? That's sick. So wait, are you bi, straight, or what?
When I explain to men that I have a girlfriend and that my overall dating preferences are for women and non-binary lesbians, I often get a very similar reaction where a man's really searching to find himself reflected somewhere in my sexual identity. The reality is there is a huge skills gap between men and women in terms of the basic empathy and consideration and communication skills that you need to maintain a relationship, as has been discussed at length on this platform. So too is the reality that women don't need men to get a bank account, and we are finally in an era that is a little, sometimes, more free for queer people. A little. So now men aren't getting relationships out of a deep societal obligation of women to end up with men. And that really scares them, because a world where their simple existence isn't enough to maintain a relationship means they actually have to grow.
And for me, it actually means that, yeah, we're not going to be having a lot of dusties anymore in the future. Because a lot of, if women do the natural selection thing, yeah, we're going to be producing more healthy men other than dust. And the ones that do not know how to carry themselves, or the ones that do not want to transition into manhood. So if you do not transition into manhood, yeah, you're probably gonna be one of those men that are gonna be alone. You know, the way a lot of men are out here telling women that, yeah, you're gonna be alone, you're gonna be with cats and all of that. Yeah, that's you. You're trying to project. And no, your lineage is not gonna be carried out. A lot of women are not gonna be producing more kids. So your bloodline is probably gonna end with you if you don't stop. If you don't stop, your bloodline is going to end with you. And I am really supporting women that want to go out here and make sure that they select their partners. And if you want to be, you know, a lesbian, go be a lesbian. If you feel like you couldn't find anybody, it's okay. Yeah, I absolutely am okay with that. Because I don't think everybody needs procreation. Everybody needs their bloodline being carried out, being produced more out here. Because all we're gonna get is the same kid like their dads, the same degeneracy, and all of that. And that bloodline is gonna continue to torment women. So we're gonna go into the next one over here. Let me bring this up, this video. So this one is a little bit personal. Let me go back a little bit. E28. Okay, let me take this one over here, bring it up.
At home mom, like.
So this one over here is very hurtful. It kind of hurt me when I hear women say they've never ever been taken care of. They don't know what it feels like. They have no clue what it feels like. And actually being bold enough to come out and be like, I've never ever been taken care of. And this is my own thing here. I do understand that, but that is why you have to have a priority, have a standard for the man that you want in your life, especially if you're a woman that wants to be taken care of. If you're a woman that wants to be taken care of, you have to actually make sure that the bars are being met. And if you cannot meet that, there is no need for you trying to compensate or actually lowering your values or standards or any of those things. Because you're probably never going to feel it if you don't put your standards to the point where, and let every other man pass that bar. If they can't pass it, don't lower the bar. Leave it up there.
I've never had the privilege of being a stay-at-home mom, like to a husband who provided for me. I done been a stay-at-home mom on government assistance where the government paid my bills and gave me food stamps and Medicaid, but never a stay-at-home mom to a man.
So I wanted to come on here and answer this question because I feel like representation is so very important, and it's kind of sad to see Black women ask what it's like to have a provider because they're only used to government assistance. With that being said, please don't compare your life to mine. Everybody's situation is different. And I notice when I make these type of videos, a lot of women, it triggers an insecurity and they come in the comments very upset. So what is it like for me being a stay-at-home mom and having a provider? So my husband is an investor. We do own a dealership. He does trade stocks, but majority of his income is he owns a bunch of real estate properties. During the 2008 housing crisis, it made a lot of people millionaires, and he's one of them. Very intelligent, fine black man, okay? So basically, being that he doesn't have to report to a 9 to 5 and he's his own boss, it makes passive income. He's able to spend way more time than the average man can with his family. He's able to be a full-time dad and still pay all the bills. So that makes life like really, really easy for me. Like, my life is basically on easy mode, and that's just being honest. I am not a morning person. My husband is, because he is also ex-military. So he wakes up in the morning and works out in our gym, and he fixes the kids breakfast. He gets them ready for daycare. Yes, they are in daycare. Even though we don't work jobs, they're still in daycare. So by the time I get up, I have pretty much a free day to do whatever I want to do. Sometimes we go to the beach. Sometimes I go to brunch with my friends. Sometimes I go to Pilates. I can pretty much do whatever I want to do. As far as bills, I don't see bills. I honestly could not tell you how much our electricity bill is right now. I couldn't tell you how much our property taxes are. I can't tell you insurance. I can't tell you any.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. She has a great life, and I don't want to put everybody together and be like, oh, because of the skin tone, you can't get this. This is the thing. I always say, if you can't find it with your own folks, go outside. Go outside. If you can't find this kind of life with your own folks, go outside. Yeah, get out there and find you one. Because it's not a must to be with somebody because of a skin tone. I always say that. If he cannot provide for you, if you feel like the man that look like you cannot provide, move out, move out, move out, go outside and find you one. And I'm gonna say this, although her life is different, I understand there were a lot of people that might take, her saying all of this a little bit to heart and be like, oh, they don't do that. Yes, but we cannot say all of them don't actually do it, because they might be maybe 1%, and those 1% that actually does it, they're gonna call them the simp. Yep, they be calling them, those are the ones they call the simp, the ones that actually do care for their family are the ones that are being called the simp. So let's not play. Any man that is out here taking care of his family, especially from that community, is being called a simp. So we're gonna go into this particular video over here is very, I'm gonna say, emotional. So black women, hold yourself, because this is something that a lot of black women do not talk about. A lot of black women do not talk about this particular issue, and I'm about to actually bring it up here. So let me take down this video and bring up this particular video over here. Let me bring up this video. So this is the last video for the day. This is the last video for the day. Okay, let me see. Is it this? I think this is the one I played already. Let me check on it again.
Stay at home
Okay,
mom, like
not this one. So the last video, I'm bringing up the last video of the day. Let me see. What is it? Okay. Give me a second. Let me check for this video, because this is a very educational video at the end of the day.
That this comment comes from. This the comment right here. I had to stop what I was doing to come and make a video for this comment right here. My great-grandmother told me slavery never ended for black women. We just changed masters. No statement is any truer than this one right here. If y'all go back to that video and y'all read the comments of experiences of women, they were not happy. They were abused. They were beat down. They worked from sun up to sun down, just like my grandma. What the image that these men are pushing, that our grandmas and great grandmas love their life, they are liars. Okay? And if they knew their history, they would know that this is a lie.
Y'all young ladies, women, y'all need to tell them the truth. We are not the silent era. I'm definitely not silent. My grandma and my great grandma told me, do not ever depend on a man. Go to school, get your education, have your own money. Because anytime he start acting up or whatever the case may be, you can pack up and leave. Those men abused those women. Those men raped those women. They haven't making them have baby after baby is terrible on the body. My grandma, I remember at the end of her life, her hands were gnarled. Like they were like this. And I would rub them, and the arthritis had to set in so bad because of her years and years of hard labor. On top of having 20 children.
You can imagine 20 kids. So you had the first one, the second one, the third. Oh, yeah, they went through a lot in those days. But a lot of us don't understand. They went through a lot and hell. They went through hell, some of them.
It has always been hard for black women. Always. I'm going to read y'all a passage from, this is from Economic Policy Institute, okay? Discriminatory public policies have reinforced the view of black women as workers rather than as mothers and contributed to black women precarity. This has been most evident with protective welfare policies. These policies were first implemented at the state level and then at national level. The Social Security Act of 1935 up until the 1960s. Caseworkers excluded most poor black women from receiving cash assistance because they expected black women to be employed moms and not stay home like white women. Up until the 1960s, those women had to take.
Woo, but let the Dusties talk about it. They tell you you were on child welfare and all of that. Woo! Yeah, let them tell it. Let them tell it. They tell you they were walking and bringing home food. They tell you that they were, doing that and this. Meanwhile, black women have been working the whole time. That's why whenever I hear about the movement, I'm like, people talking about, oh, women never walked. I'm like, what are you talking about? Maybe you never walked. Maybe your folks never walked. But my folks on the other side, yeah, no, we've been made a mule for a long time. And I want black women to actually leave that muling system. Stop muling for anybody else out here. Stop muling for anybody out here apart from yourself. If you're gonna be muling, if you have muling in your blood, then mule for yourself. You get me? Mule for yourself. Don't be out here muling for. Use that advantage. If you have the spirit of muling in your system, then mule for yourself. Use it for your own advantage.
Care of their own home, had multiple children, and still had to go and work. It was against the law for them not to have a job, not for them to go to work. I live in the South. It's very prevalent. I remember my grandma and them talking about those times. A man cannot tell me that my grandma and my great grandma were happy because I heard it from their own lips that they were not. My mother, we were talking about it the other day, and she is the baby of 8. Okay? And she talks about how her dad would abuse her mom, and she finally left him and moved up to the city. We lived in our family is from a smaller town, and they moved to the city to get away from the abuse. Y'all, young ladies, we must fight. These men, these videos really irritate me so much because I know the abuse and the harm that those men caused.
Let them say child support took them out of the home. Let them say it would be, oh, we were doing the most. That's why when I hear, like I said before, when I hear other women coming out being like, women normally didn't have to work before. What are you talking about? Which women are you trying to represent? Which women are you talking about? Like, tell me, which women are you telling us about that didn't have a job? I know the women you're talking about, but in this spot over here, they've been working for a long time. We've been working for a long time. We've been working for a long time, and recognition has not been given. Till this day, that's why when you see a Black woman opening a business, I like to support that sometimes, not all the time, because sometimes you try to make a business with somebody and they're all crazy in their head, and you're like, nope, I ain't about to do that. But the ones that I feel like helping and supporting, I do it. Because it's hard out here. And a lot of people do not acknowledge it. And it's very hard for a Black woman to, get higher in a company or something, get a higher position. And if they do give that higher position, is what they call, is it the stained glass hide or whatever they call it. It's always, if they do promote a Black woman to a higher position, that job is always very, very hard. She has to do 3 to 4 times as much as anybody, doesn't matter what color. She has to work harder than anybody in that position. That's why when I see some people out here trying to be bad belly people against the progress that some Black women have been literally achieving out here, I'm like, are you serious? Do you know how hard it was for her to obtain that? Just because you have not obtained that, that is not her fault. Go do your stuff. The things that Black women have to go through out here is a lot. It's a lot. It's too much.
And, they would have a baby on Monday, had to be back to work on Tuesday. When did those women have their soft girl era? When were they cared for? When did somebody look out for their well-being? Never. And we're not going back to that. I refuse. I love my freedoms and I will fight for them. I love my freedom and I will fight for my daughter's freedom. But to just be a baby-making machine and a slave to a man? No, that is not the life we are going to live.
Woo, preach, sister. Yeah, you better tell them. You better tell them. Now I'm going to say is thank you all for joining me today. Do not forget to press that like button as usual. And don't forget to also subscribe. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.
Using the term friends with benefits. People will be out there saying, oh, I'm looking for a friends with benefits. Oh, friends with benefits. And in reality, they mean fuck buddy. Oh, isn't that the same thing? No, there's a fucking difference. Allow me to explain. This is the casual spectrum. And what all that really means is when someone says they're looking for a casual relationship, the term casual exists on a spectrum, with the most casual version of casual being a one-night stand and the least casual version of casual being a situationship. The idea being that if someone tells you they're looking for something casual and you want something casual, find out what they mean by casual. A casual situation is not to be confused with the dating to relationship timeline, which is heading toward the direction of a relationship. Casual always stays casual. Anyway, you'll notice here, friends with benefits, it is somewhere between a hangout pal and a token date or +1, whereas a fuck buddy falls further on this end of the spectrum, somewhere in between hookups on island time and snuggle buddies. Here's a breakdown of the differences. A friends with benefits has friendship undertones. These come from pre-existing platonic relationships that might be a friendship or a friendly acquaintance, and that pre-existing platonic relationship is typically occurring simultaneously with the benefits. That's why it's called friends with benefits. Whereas with a fuck buddy, there is no pre-existing platonic relationship. These are the people that meet in a romantic setting, like a dating app, out at a bar. And on top of that, there is no platonic relationship taking place simultaneously at all. There are no friendship undertones, only fucking. That's why it's called fuck buddy. Really, the only similarities between the two is that in both cases, the full scope of the relationship is typically kept a secret, although in the friends with benefits case, it's typically because they have something to lose, and neither situation does not involve any sort of public appearance that could imply they're dating. Basically, a friends with benefits could refer to one another as friends, and a fuck buddy could not refer to one another as friends even loosely. There is no friendship. All this to say, you cannot look for a friends with benefits on a fucking dating app. All the people on there saying, oh, I'm looking for friends with benefits. No, the fuck you're not. You're looking for a fuck buddy. And some of you might be be saying, oh, but that feels so rude to call it that. Well, too fucking bad. That's what you want. Own that shit. You want a fuck buddy. Now, my assignment to all of you, you see anyone on a dating app saying they're looking for friends with benefits, report their account for fake news. Hope this helps.